Welcome to my vlog on Busan. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 hikes of Busan as well as the stock museum in Busan. As a bonus, I also show you the aviation museum from the Seoul Gimpo Airport. You can find a cheap flight from Seoul to Busan for as low as $15. However, I flew from Seoul to Jeju Island and then from Jeju Island to Busan. I spent a total of 4 nights in Busan, 1 night in Nampo, 2 nights at Hwandae beach, and 1 night at Gwangalli beach. I much preferred Busan over Seoul, but let me know in the comments which city you prefer more.
So I'm currently on a trail run to Yangmun Peak in the beautiful city of Busan. If you look, let me zoom in. So that's where I'm staying. The hike starts from Haeundae beach, and I'm currently at a view deck platform, and now I'm going to summit. I think the summit is probably somewhere around there. Here I am at the summit. However, few meters away from the actual summit, which is fenced off because this is an Air Force base, so you can't enter it. Maybe like 10 meters above elevation, and the hike was 5 kilometers with around 600 meter elevation gain. Coming from sea level, 600 meters up. Time to head back down and check out the hotel and shower and maybe swim if there's time. Need to do this all before 11. Beautiful Hwandae beach in Busan, one of the best beaches in mainland Korea, and there's nobody swimming except for me. I'm the only one that went into the water. So I think Koreans find it cold because it's like autumn, but I mean it's only 20 degrees. I live in Mongolia, it's minus 40, and in Durban I swim in winter, and I feel like the temperature is more or less the same as Durban in winter. So I'd still recommend swimming here in October. Maybe it gets quite cold in December over here because it snows, but for now I think it's fine. Doing a trail run to the observatory deck, and that's where we're heading, straight ahead by the glass walkway. We were running there from the beach there, and now check where I am. Got these cool covers on and taking a walk on the glass cover. Okay. Now we're at one of the beacons. I think it's Hwangnyeongsan beacon. It's a pretty high point, and I was reading the history about these beacons. Is that they used to send out like signals from here when they were being invaded. One signal signified something, 2, 3, 4, 5. It had to do when the Japanese pirate ships were coming. One when they clashed. Another signal when they approached the land. Another one when there was like a war. And from here you can send out a signal, and then you can spot it from the other beacons on the other side of the city, so the whole city could be warned. And if the weather was bad, then they used to use these beacons to like sound a horn to warn the rest of the city. This is also part of the viewpoint from, I think, Hwangnyeongsan. So you can come here with bus number 6. That's what we did, and we're kind of doing a point-to-point one. So I'm going to try to run over there in front here and then take a bus to the beach, or I can run back. But it's my last day. I'm leaving for the airport. I want to freshen up, visit my friends, so probably decide on the quickest way. And this is the viewing deck. It's best to come here at night because the bridge, let me show you the bridge. This bridge in front lights up, and maybe on a Saturday for the drone show it might be good to watch from here. When you can't watch it from the beach, but if it's clear, it might be good from here. There's a drone show every Saturday by Gwangalli beach where I'm staying. Okay, so today I'm at my third museum. Very interesting. It's the Stock Exchange Museum, and I learned a lot. I learned that the first stock exchange ever was created by the Dutch East India Company. And that's where concepts such as limited liability came about. And yeah, they basically traveled Asia and traded spices. South Africa was obviously impacted by this over here, and when the ships sank or got destroyed, investors only lost what they invested in and nothing else. Hence, limited liability came from here. So they were the very first stock exchange established in Amsterdam. And then it goes on to explain how stock exchange started in other countries, and they have a timeline about it.
Here's another fun fact I learned at this museum. Did you know Samsung started in the ports of Busan as an exporter of fruits and vegetables? So Korea basically built the economy on companies. Haeundae is from there, Samsung's from there, LG is from there, Kia is from there. So many multinational companies are originally from South Korea. America has the largest stock exchange, followed by China, and I think Japan is number 3. And Korea, if I'm not mistaken, is sitting at number 7.
Did my own security, and there I am. In 2 minutes, I became the best CEO. HFC, Hamza's Fried Chicken. Oh, technology here is amazing. And I got a physical copy as well. Let me show you. Here's my security that I created. So I'm about to board my flight, but I have some time to kill. And across the road there's a museum, the Museum of Aviation. And that's so cool because when you're in transit, at least you have something to do. And I learned so much from this museum. It's 4 floors. Let me show it to you. So it starts with humankind's challenges, freedom of birds. I think maybe there's a guided tour going on at the moment. See? And they tell you like how the idea of flying started. It was actually not to fly, but just to get up in the air. And that was through the hot air balloon. And also the mistakes people made. People thought that, you know, they need to fly like a bird instead of gliding. So it guides you through the different stages until the Wright brothers got it right. So yeah, and then it also goes on to how warfare and how planes was used during warfare, and how World War I and II shaped flying as an industry, and how it became commercialized, and just so much of information. And it even goes on to tell you about flying in Korea, how that happened, the first pilot, etc. So yeah, very, very informative. And the museum is free. All the museums in Korea so far have been free. I wish I had more time to spend at the museums. So now I'm going to head back to my flight. I'm flying to Jeju. It's an island, and you can get a ticket as cheap as $15, which is really, really cheap, which is includes a checked bag. Oh, so here's a timeline. Since I'm here, let me just show it to you. From 1930 to current day, the timeline of flying in Korea. And you know, the timeline starts when Korea was one. There was no North Korea or South Korea. Well, it actually goes into more detail when it was ruled by Japan, and what happened afterwards. Japanese were really, really good pilots. So yeah, okay, let me leave now. I did walk around, but I didn't video the rest. I'm in a bit of a rush, so now I've got to get going.
Thank you so much for watching my video until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. After Busan, I then flew back home to Ulaanbaatar. It was a direct flight, around 3 hours, and a one-way flight was around $100. So really, really cheap. It's actually cheaper than a domestic flight from Johannesburg to Durban in my home country in South Africa.